What if I told you that the next King of England is about to face a test that could shape his entire future? Imagine being 13 years old, stepping into a world where every glance, every whispered conversation, and every academic challenge feels like it's being watched by millions. That's the reality for Prince George right now as he prepares to enter Eton College, a school that's both a crucible and a crown for royal heirs. Personally, I think this moment is way more fascinating than most people realize. It's not just about a teenager starting school. It's about the weight of history, legacy, and the invisible pressures of becoming a figurehead in a world that's constantly scrutinizing you. What makes this really interesting is how George's journey contrasts with his father's. William's time at Eton was shadowed by tragedy. His parents' divorce, his mother's untimely death. Now, George is walking into a more stable home environment, but that doesn't mean the challenges are any less intense. In my opinion, the real test isn't just academic or social, it's emotional. How does a kid who's grown up under the microscope of global media navigate a place like Eton, where tradition is king and individuality is often secondary? One thing that immediately stands out to me is the sheer privilege of his situation. He gets his own room at Eton, a luxury that most students there don't have. But here's the twist. That privacy might be both a shield and a cage. On one hand, it gives him space to breathe. On the other, it isolates him from the camaraderie that shared rooms foster. What many people don't realize is that Eton isn't just a school. It's a microcosm of the monarchy itself. The colors test, where students must memorize the layout of the school and the colors of each house, feels symbolic. It's like a metaphor for the royal family's need to know every detail of their role, every expectation, every tradition. If you take a step back and think about it, this test isn't just about geography, it's about identity. George has to internalize the symbols of his position, which raises a deeper question. How much of who he becomes will be shaped by these rituals versus his own personality? A detail I find fascinating is the timing of his arrival. He's stepping into Eton just as the world is changing. Social media, global politics, and public expectations are all shifting. This raises another question. Will the Eton experience prepare him for a modern monarchy, or will it leave him feeling like he's stuck in a time capsule? What this really suggests is that the royal family is at a crossroads. They're trying to balance tradition with the need to connect with a younger, more diverse audience. George's time at Eton could either reinforce the old ways or become a turning point for evolution. From my perspective, the real challenge isn't just surviving Eton. It's figuring out how to use that experience to redefine what it means to be a monarch in the 21st century. And that's a story worth watching closely.